Hey everyone, and welcome to Carrie's Garage. On this episode, we're going to do an update on the S10 and talk about what's all happened with it and what I'm currently working on with it. And I just want to say I apologize for the lack of videos over the past several weeks. I've had a lot going on and just really wasn't able to do much filming. But recently, a couple of weeks ago, the S10, the BorgWarner T5 5-speed decided to explode, and I cannot under exaggerate. It blew up. It locked up, would no longer spin, locked up the rear wheels actually on our dirt road when we were driving home. It was getting a little bit noisy, and I was like, it probably needs to be replaced. And like I said in a previous video, it wasn't the right transmission. It had the vehicle speed sensor, so the speedometer didn't even work. So overall, I was planning on replacing it anyways, but it decided to lock up. I don't know what happened with it. It had fluid. Who knows? But thankfully, I was able to find a mechanical speedometer tail shaft T5 in the junkyard about a week and a half ago. Pulled it out and got a really good deal on it. So I got that installed. Now it runs and drives. Here's the old transmission right there sitting on the ground. Like I say, if you grab the tail shaft, it's plumb locked up. So something with a bearing or one of the counter shafts in this trans completely just grenaded itself. Let me know. I'll pull it apart if you guys want to take a look inside of it and see what it looks like and see what the failure point is. I'm kind of curious myself. Another problem I had with this truck when I got it was the air conditioning did not work. And that's because, like I showed before, the suction hose, the low side hose, was actually split into two. I don't know if it touched the exhaust manifold or what was wrong with it, but it was completely destroyed. So I went ahead and got a new hose made. I actually just got it in today. So we're going to go ahead and feed it in, hook it up into the evaporator, which, like I said, since this does not have factory air, it's dealer added on air, I ended up having to take the glove box apart and get down into it because it connects right in there. And it was a real pain. So putting it back together is not going to be that fun, but let's go ahead and get it in, and then we'll pull a vacuum on it and see if it works. All right, so we're going to start off with feeding it through the firewall with this end. So it goes down here, so cool. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but it does fit. So now that it's in there, I should be able to reach it under the dash, and let's see if we can get it up under the dash. The problem is, this is a brand new hose, and it's not going to be fit into the bends that the other one was, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but let me see if I can get it. I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay, so the line is now connected onto the dash. I got it routed where it pretty much was before, and then now I've got the gauge set hooked up to the compressor and a vacuum pump. We're going to go ahead and pull a vacuum, see if it holds, and then we'll charge it. All right, well, we're a couple of days later on the S10. I ended up pulling a vacuum on it. It did not hold. I put a little bit of pressure in it, and I found that the high pressure line had a few cracks in it that were leaking. So I went and got another new hose made for the high pressure side, and I also got a haircut. So goodbye long hair. I finally got annoyed with it, and it's gone. So let's go ahead and put in this high side hose, which is even more buried in the dash and a total pain, and hook it up and then pull a vacuum and hope to God it works, because I really don't want to replace anything else. I just want it to work. So let's get that done. So on this one, because of the 90 on here, I started it in the cab, got it into the firewall now, and I took the whole grill apart because it goes right there. So here's the hose right here. So we'll go ahead and pull it, and it looks like this plug got pushed out. So let me go ahead and get that in, and then let's get the hose through. All right, got the grommet all sorted out. Now we can get this put in there. Just like that. Let me go get the wrench and tighten it up. That is now nice and tight. That is how it was run before. That's actually, it had got some cracks right there, but like I say, this is a dealer installed unit, not factory, assembly line installed, so it's a little goofy, but it's all there. Now, the biggest difficulty out of all of it is going to be getting the hose ran and reinstalled right in here, and there is no room to work. It's extremely tight and a total bear. So let me see if I can get that done real quick, and then we'll pull a vacuum on it. All right, we really can't see it, but both hoses are now in. That was a complete nightmare. I never wish to do that again. And I'm sorry I didn't film it, but there was large quantities of swearing and it was a total pain. Anyways, so those are all in now. I pulled out the vacuum pump, I got up the gauge set, so let's go ahead and get this guy all hooked up. Low side. Let's get the high side all hooked up, and then we will pull a vacuum, and I hope it holds. I don't want to replace anything else on this truck. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see what happens. So I've got the gauge set currently closed. Pump is on. And it's now pulling a vacuum. So the trick is, what we're gonna do is, I think it'll get down to about 20. And then once it gets down there, and let it sit for a couple of minutes with it on, and then close it and see if it holds. And if it holds, we're good. If it doesn't hold, then we got some more problems. But it seems to be slowly getting there. So once we get there, I'll show you. Well, we're down to negative 25, or 25 inches of mercury. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this valve. And then close this one. Turn the pump off. And now we watch. If that loses vacuum, we have a leak. If it stays there, we're golden. And as far as I could tell, it's not moving at the moment. Last time when I did it, it just moved almost instantly. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like this for a little while, and I'm gonna go bring my neighbor's Jeep back. And then if we get back and it's still at negative 25, we're gonna charge it and have cold air conditioning. Well, I let it sit for a while, and it appears like it's pretty much in the same place. So let me hook up a can and let's put some Freon in it, and let's see what happens. And we have another leak. This hose is leaking. Even though I'm under vacuum, it didn't show anything, it stayed, but then I put a little pressure into it and that one's leaking. So I really don't want to have to do that hose as well, but I guess we might. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I really hope the antage of the third time is the charm. So this line, brand new. The line going to the low side on the compressor, brand new. And now this line is brand new. So I pulled a vacuum on it and it was holding. It currently has about a half a can in it now. Seems to be holding fine. So let's go ahead and start it up, kick on the compressor. I did put some oil in the compressor earlier, and let's see if it does anything. Well, it appears the last hose did the trick. I went ahead and charged it, put a little over 2 cans in it, and it's blowing nice and cold. I've got good pressures on the pressure gauges, and seems to be working. Last thing I need to do is, there's a couple of the corrugated hose that run under the dash that are a bit cracked, so the air is not coming out all that great. And other than that, it's looks like I've got air conditioning in the truck now. So anyways, good progress. Total pain, but good progress. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and catch you on the next one.